Hi and welcome to Learning with Fun, an educational channel. My name is Reet, Udhan, and I've come with the third part in the series of Figure of Speech. We are going to see the 5 important figure of speech, and I'll also be sharing one technique to help you remember this figure of speech. Do watch the video till the end to get all the information and the trick to remember this figure of speech. Before that, let's have a quick recap of what we have learned about figure of speech in our previous videos. In the first part of figure of speech, we have seen the literal and figurative meaning. In literal language, we use the actual meanings of words or phrases in the exact sense. That is, in simple words, we go by the dictionary meaning of the sentence. While in figurative language, it is a creative working wherein it helps to convey an idea in more faster, effectively and vividly manner through imaginary pictures drawn in mind. Then we saw the next second part of video wherein we studied the 7 most commonly used figure of speech that were simile, metaphor, personification, hyperbole, repetition, antithesis, and epigram. The link of these videos are given below. Do watch the video to get the complete updates on figure of speech. The 5 important figure of speech that we are going to see here is Synecdoche, Climax, Anti-Climax, Metonymy, and pun. So let's start with the lesson. Let's see the first figure of speech, that is Synecdoche. A synecdoche is a figure of speech that represents the part for the whole thing, or it uses the whole thing to represent the part. It means that by replacing the part for that thing, we present the thing itself, or vice versa. A thing is used to represent the part for that thing. Let's understand with example wherein a part is used to represent the whole thing. A boy has been admitted to the hospital. The nurse says he's in good hands. The boy is not literally being taken care by 2 hands. Rather, he's been taken care by the entire hospital system, including nurses, assistants, doctors, and many others. Here, hand represents the entire hospital system. Hand is just a part of the hospital, but it is used as a hospital itself. So, synecdoche is used here. Let us see one more example. Those wheels are awesome. Here, wheel represents the car. Wheel is just a part of the car, but it is used as the car itself. So, synecdoche is used here. Now let's see some more examples wherein the whole is used to represent the part. The Department of Education announced new plans for the education reform. In this example, the Department of Education as a whole cannot literally make such an announcement. Rather, an individual or set of individuals put together the announcement. Let us understand this with one more example. England won the World Cup in 2009. Here, we are referring to the England cricket team and not the country itself. The whole of England is used to represent the England team. So these are the examples of synecdoche. Now let's see the next type of figure of speech, that is metonymy. Metonymy is a figure of speech in which a thing or a concept is not called by its own name, but it is by the name of something intimately associated with that thing or the concept. Metonymy is a form of figurative language in which a word is replaced by something very close to the original meaning. Let's understand this with few examples. The crown made a fair decision. Here, the crown is an object which is closely related to the king or queen, but we are referring to the king and not the object crown. So the crown here is an example of metonymy. Let's see another example. Hollywood has been releasing a surprising amount of science fiction movies. Hollywood is literally a district in Los Angeles, but because it has come to be linked to the entertainment business, celebrities, and movie making, it is a common example of metonymy. Instead of listing various directors and films released in various areas, Hollywood is an associated word will suffice. Let's see one more example. The kitchen is coming along nicely. This example means that the renovation work on the kitchen is moving quickly and efficiently. Because the kitchen is the room being worked on, we can simplify the sentence using only the kitchen as a metonymic phrase. So this sentence is an example of metonymy. We can say that metonymy is a figure of speech where one thing is replaced by another thing which is closely linked with it. Now you might get confused between Synecdoche and metonymy, as in both we are replacing one thing with another. Let me inform you, in Synecdoche, the replaced thing is the part or whole of that thing, wherein in metonymy, the replaced thing is closely associated or it is linked with it. It doesn't necessarily have the part or whole of the thing. So, when the wheels are used in case of car, it is Synecdoche, as wheels are the part of the car. While when the crown is used in case of the king, the crown is not the part of the king, but it is closely associated with the king. So it is metonymy. Now I think we are clear with the similarity and difference between Synecdoche and metonymy. Let's see the next figure of speech, that is climax. A climax is a figure of speech in which series of words, phrases or ideas are arranged in an ascending order of its importance. It has all the events in a sequential order. It is a figure of speech in which words, phrases or clauses are arranged in an order of increasing importance in sequential order. Let's understand by few examples. He came, he saw, he conquered. Here you can see that in the whole situation, the sequence is maintained. That is, first he came, then he saw, and finally he conquered. As we see, ascending order is used in this sentence. It is an example of climax. Let's see the next example. He lost his fans, friends, and family. Here in this sentence, while comparing all the three of them, the least important are fans, then comes the friends, and the most important is the family. So climax is used in this sentence. Let's see one more example. The spectator smiled, giggled, and finally burst into laughter. The expression of joy of the spectator is arranged in a sequential order. That is, first he smiled, then he giggled, and finally he burst into laughter. This is an example of climax. Let's move on to the next figure of speech, that is anti-climax. Anti-climax is exactly opposite of climax. Anti-climax refers to a figure of speech in which statements gradually descend in order of importance. Unlike climax, anti-climax is the arrangement of series of words, phrases, or clauses in order of descending importance. All the events are in reverse order. It is done for satire, that is, either intentionally or unintentionally for humorous effect. Let's understand with some examples. I die, I faint, I fall. Here you can compare all the three and understand the sequence is adversely reversed. Ideally, it should be like fall, faint, and die. Here the sequence is opposite, which is die, faint, and fall. It is used for humor or exaggeration, as we have mentioned them in descending order of importance. So anti-climax is used here. Let's understand with one more example. At one fell swoop, he lost his family, his house, and his cell phone. Here we can again understand the most important is family, then the house, and then the cell phone. Here we can compare all the three and easily understand the most important one is the family, followed by house and the cell phone. As it is mentioned in a descending form of order, anti-climax figure of speech is used. Let's see one more example. He married her, he judged her, he watched her. Ideally, the statement should be, he first saw her, then he judged her, and finally he got married to her. But to make it humorous, the statement is in a reverse form. So it is an example of anti-climax. Let's see the next figure of speech, that is pun. It is a repetition of words in two different senses. That is, it plays on with the words having similarity of words, and it is used to create a humorous effect. Let's understand this with few examples. The lift has many ups and downs. The word ups and down have two meanings, namely directional movement and difficulties and problems. Both the meaning fits into the sentence, hence it is a pun. Let's understand with one more example. The tallest building in town is the library. It has thousands of stories. Here in this sentence, it has two meanings. One meaning of stories in books and another meaning of stories is floors in a building. So, this sentence is pun. Let's understand with one more example. Why are teddy bears never hungry? Because they are always stuffed. Stuffed here is the pun and it has two meanings. Made of fabric stuff with soft filling, and another meaning is having the cavity filled with savory or sweet mixture. In this case, we are using the second meaning to create the pun, as teddy bears are not living things, but here we are considering them as a living thing and we are saying that they are having the cavity filled with savory or sweet mixture. Hope you understand puns. Now that you're clear about figure of speech in this video, I'll give you a trick to remember all the 5 types of figure of speech. Firstly, let's arrange them. Climax, anti-climax, metonymy, pun, Synecdoche. Now that's a trick. We will take the first letter of each figure of speech, that is, climax, the first letter is C, anti-climax, the first letter is A, metonymy, the first letter is M, pun, the first letter is P, Synecdoche, the first letter is S. Combining all the first letters, it becomes an acronym CAMS. So do remember this. This acronym is having all the figure of speech which we did in this video, and it will be easy to recollect them. Let's do the quick recap of what we did in this video. Firstly, we studied what is figure of speech. Then we did the discussion on all the 5 types of figure of speech, that is climax, anti-climax, metonymy, pun, and Synecdoche. And lastly, we got the acronym CAMS covering all the figure of speech we did in this video. So that's all about the video. In the next video, we shall be covering the next other types of figure of speech. If you have any questions or suggestions, do mention in the comment box and I'll be happy to reply. So don't forget to press the red subscribe button and click on bell icon and you will receive the latest updates. So do like, share and comment the video. Thank you so much. Stay safe. Happy learning.